At this moment, I don't have a great deal of distance from the book I published this year, which is a study of Wharton's work in the context of a popular U.S. modernity and its representations of age. However, I can say something about how I envision the role of author studies in shaping a career like my own. For those of us who came of age, academically speaking, in the 1990s and thereafter, our projects have tended to be wide-ranging thematic inquiries suited to the era of cultural and contextual studies. And for many of us, this has meant that the concept of authorship has sometimes been subsumed within historical and cultural narratives. Consequently, author studies work has come to mean a long dance with a body of work across a broad swath of time amid a set of rotating partners. It has also meant engaging with an author like Wharton elliptically, recursively, and across time. In my case, my first and second books incorporated Wharton's writing in historically located studies that also encompassed works by multiple authors. In my first book, I took up a study of the text outlining home entertainment and its role in constructing middle-class American identity. And this project contained a chapter, of course, on the House of Mirth and its depiction of tableaux vivants. A study of a particular literary idiom came next for me as I studied representations of emotion during the era of American literary realism. I returned to Wharton's writing at two moments in this study, and fairly late into the writing process, I might add, after a major overhaul of the manuscript. At a certain point in the revision process, I discovered that engaging with Wharton helped me settle my thoughts and solidify them. I felt that my work benefited from knowing facets of a career and understanding a set of interpretive parameters relative to it, the type of sense that comes with time and labor and, of course, ongoing interest in a particular author. Meredith Goldsmith and I had a similar experience when we worked on the collection American Literary History and the Turn Toward Modernity, where writing our introduction led us to meditate on Wharton's work and to consider the ways in which some of the trickiest negotiations in the turn of the century, or what we call T20 period, are exemplified by Wharton's approach to time and history. Again, here, Wharton made her way into the project as it took its final shape. And I think that this is where the long dance with an author's body of work leads us, to a series of focused encounters. The Edith Wharton we find engaging, then, is more of a mosaic or bricolage, rather than an exquisite realistic portrait painted from a particular perspective. It may be that the Wharton we best understand is the one we approach one dimension at a time. This sense also suggests that a career like Wharton's, which was exceptionally long and which was reinvented multiple times, lends itself to overlapping scholarly approaches. I turn to Wharton again and Edith Wharton and the modern privileges of age, as the title suggests. It, like my earlier projects, is a comparative study, but it's also structured as an approach to Wharton's conception of age and aging across some 40 years of writing. I found it energizing to consider a long career-based vision and to turn to the concerns that consistently drew Wharton's interests and which evolved across her writing. What I see there is work that developed with both consistency and reinventiveness, or with some sameness and considerable revision. The combination sounds paradoxical, but the connections across Wharton's interests, alongside her capacity to recast them afresh, yielded an exceptionally rich body of work. What I learned from this engagement with Wharton's writing is that there are a series of repetitions that ground careers, even as they continue to take new shapes and suggest new consequences. This insight also suggests that our forays into an author's work need not take one shape, just as they need not occur at a specific career moment. Viewing a body of work as open to reinterpretive possibility means embracing the potential to re-engage and to reconsider that body of work, balancing our own sense of consistency and reinvention, much as we find it in the authors we study.